Okay, can everybody hear me now? We're going to go ahead and get started. I'm pretty excited about tonight. It's awesome to have so many people here. I know exactly how wonderful and special the officers are that work for us, and so I'm excited to get a chance for you guys to get the opportunity to see how awesome the men and women are that protect you. Thank y'all for helping us celebrate them for what they do every day. We have some special guests with us tonight. We have Mayor Jay Baldwin and his lovely wife Sierra. We have Mayor Marilyn Hatley. She'll always be my mayor. I'll have two mayors. That shows you how much you're loved. She doesn't even have to come, but she still did. So, we have Councilman Trey Skidmore. Councilwoman Jerry McCombie, Councilman Hank Thomas. We have County Councilwoman Jenna Dukes. Our city manager could not make it tonight. Because of the schedule change, he had a family event, and we all know that family comes first. And so he did send a great replacement, our assistant city manager, Tara Greenwood. And of course, we have our fire chief and his lovely wife, Crystal. This will probably be, he has recently announced his retirement, if you haven't heard. So none of this would be possible without the North Myrtle Beach Police Foundation and the people that work so hard all year to support you guys. So I would like to invite our president, Ms. Pam Russ, up to present some awards to our business members.
Good evening. My name is Pam Rust. I'm the president of the board of directors for the foundation. It's good to see you all. Hope you all got plenty to eat. And ladies, I don't know how often you get your man dressed up like this. So take advantage of the photographer. It'll happen again. So at least that's the way it happens in my house. You know that our DJ tonight is Jesse Ward. So if you have any kind of that's right. She's the one calling out numbers for the awards for the baskets. As you probably know, I think you've probably heard that I'm the poor soul that Tracy recruited the very first year to put the ribbons up. I have a son that is a police officer in California, and it's the place that my husband kindly talks about as being the land of shaky fruit and nuts. And after spending some time out there with our son, I tend to agree with him. So anyway, first year we put up a few ribbons. We thought we were doing really good. We had people stop and want to know what we were doing, and one man stopped and he was like, I don't know what you're doing, trying to make a political statement. You put them up, but I'm going to take them down as fast as you put them up. So we had to stop him and tell him what was going on. He came around to our side. Since then, we go out and people stop and tell us thank you. We have people ride by on the horn. We actually have people stop and give us money there on the street. So we did pretty good. We're coming around. And then, of course, Mayor Hatley, she declared January as Back to Blue Month. So that was a big advantage for us. We have a fantastic group of folks on this board of directors. I'm the president, but let me tell you, these are some of the hardest working people. We work so good as a group, I don't know what I'd do without them. So at this time, I'd like to introduce them all. My vice president is a lady who can testify to the fact that this police department is more than just a police department. They are a family that has been with her through thick and thin and through some of the darkest days of her life. Our vice president, Renee Best. Our treasurer is the owner of Bryant Accounting and Tax Services, and she's one of the hardest working ladies I've ever seen. I try to get up with her at the office, and it's darn near impossible because she is so busy. She keeps track of all of our funds that we raise. She prepares our monthly financial statements, as well as making sure that all of our 501(c) tax exempt papers are kept up to date. She also volunteers her office staff to help us out whenever and wherever we need them. And finally, she keeps the IRS from knocking on our door. Our treasurer, Kim Bryant. Okay, this next lady, all of you that work at the PD, you know her real well. She keeps us on our toes. Pretty much nothing gets by her. Usually when I'm calling her, it's with a problem, or I need some advice on how to handle a particular situation, or the proper police protocol. So when I call her, I usually lead with, "This is your worst nightmare, Tony." Our secretary, Kelly Carpenter. Okay, our members at large, this lady works a full-time job, and she actually takes her lunch hour from work to go and help us put ribbons up. And then when it's time to take them down, she takes her lunch hours to help take them down. One of our at-large members, Missy Smith. This lady, she doesn't know how to say no. She's the first one to say yes whenever we need someone at a function to sell our wares or talk about our foundation, help wherever is needed. She's also the one that put together all of these beautiful baskets that we are wrapping off to the PD. Mimi Sheets. This next fellow, I think everybody knows this fella. I don't think I've ever seen him that he did not have a smile on his face. Even if he's on duty, as long as he's not working a call, he's checking in on us, whether we're at a board meeting or whether we're at a function, whatever we're doing. But of course, that's all with the chief's approval. Our officer representative and police training sergeant, Chris Ianon. Our newest board member comes to us. He's a retired police officer from Chapel Hill, North Carolina. Unfortunately, because of the date change, he had other plans for this weekend that could not be canceled. But his name is Jay Hunter, and he has been a marvelous help. As you can tell, the majority of our board are ladies. So between Jay and Chris, those are our muscle. And of course, our advisor and the one that keeps us on the straight and narrow and out of jail. Okay, so you know how they say it takes a village? Well, it takes a lot of community-minded, charitable businesses and individuals to continuously, every year, support us with significant donations to make this gala a success. So at this time, we'd like to recognize our 2025 Platinum sponsors. So when I call your name, please join us here on the stage. Kim, you want to come on? Mimi Sheets. Mimi's receiving the awards for the sponsorship scholarships that were given in memory of her husband, Paul Sheets, a former North Myrtle Beach police officer. The sponsors were her sister, Donna Grimes, and brother, Jimmy, and his wife, Tracy Grimes.
Tommy.
I'm talking Tommy. I got it here. I don't know why I even said Jimmy. Our next sponsor was Mr. Anthony Farabee with Beach Chevrolet. Derek Booth is second.
These people support us a lot, y'all. Okay? Remember that when you buy cars.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Our next platinum sponsor is Real Life Fishing Charters, and accepting the award is Wesley and Taylor Mitchell.
This is your spotlight.
Good evening, everyone. I'm trying to do this without crying, I promise. I just want to thank everyone for being here in support of the North Myrtle Beach Police Department. Most of you know me. I'm Taylor Mitchell. I've been a police officer for 10 years. Been here with the city a little over 2. Law enforcement teaches us to be strong, to push forward, and take care of others. But what we don't always talk about is that sometimes the weight becomes heavier than what we expect. And we must learn how to ask for help. I stand before you tonight as an officer who has personally experienced how the North Myrtle Beach Police Foundation steps in when the unexpected tragedy happens. During the hardest 6 months of my life, the Police Foundation was there for me with real support, resources, and when it mattered most. From the phone calls asking what resources I needed, to my fellow officers asking for help for childcare or just simply being a friend to talk to. This community showed up and showed out for me. It reminded me that I was not alone and that my department, this community, and this foundation truly stands behind their officers. The North Myrtle Beach Police Foundation doesn't just help officers in theory. It helps in real moments, real crises, and real lives. I'm living proof that when the worst happens, the support makes a difference. Because of that, with sincere gratitude, I am honored tonight to be present and here in front of you and give a $5,000 donation to the North Myrtle Beach Police Department Foundation in honor of the Real Life Fishing Charters and with me and my husband. So we thank the foundation.
Okay, our next platinum sponsor is Bryant Accounting and Tax Service, Kim Bryant. Thank you, Kim. Thank you to all of our sponsors for helping to make this gala a great success. Before I turn this over to Chief Kroll, I'd like to mention one of our board volunteers. He is Police Training Sergeant Kyle Smith. Kyle is the one that put together the foundation brochure that you have at your seat. And in addition to being North Myrtle Beach police officer, Kyle is also in the U.S. Coast Guard. Yesterday, Kyle left for a one-year deployment. I would ask that you all keep Kyle and his family in your thoughts and prayers while he's out serving his country after serving his community for so long. So, Godspeed, Kyle Smith. And while we're talking about things in here too, the bows that you have on your table, they can be purchased for $35 a piece. These are the bows that we sell for our fundraiser beginning the lead up to the gala. So anybody who wants to purchase a bow, just come see us out front. All right, thank you so much for your attention, and thank you, sponsors.
If you're a business owner, a community member who helped us make tonight possible, would you stand up so the officers can see who you are? Don't be shy. Supporting us not just tonight, but always. Before we actually get into the awards tonight, I have a couple of officers that we want to recognize because they have reached the most coveted milestone that we are all searching for, and that is called retirement. So first, I would like to call up Officer Amy Vicks. So Amy spent almost 24 years in service to North Myrtle Beach and the North Myrtle Beach community. She started in 2002 and spent most of her time on patrol, where she was known as an officer that really connected with victims and was really into the community and helping them. She spent a little bit of time in investigations before she actually went to community services. And if you've seen this face before, it's because she's done our Citizens Academy, RAD classes, Shop with the Cop, you know, everything that the community you can think, everything in the community you can think of. Probably most known and what I think is most special is the work that she's done with the Special Olympics. But there's something that I know that I think that most people in this room, probably don't know about Amy. When we get hired or when we start, we always say it's because we want to help people or because we want to serve people. But Amy truly has a servant's heart, and she puts her time and her money where her mouth is. Amy has taken, she took a juvenile into her home who was going through a really rough time and helped raise that child. I don't think most officers that work with her know that about her. I know of a young lady who would come here and attest that the reason that she's here today is because of Amy. And the fact that Amy actually cleared out her spare room and moved this woman into her home. She was in the middle of a domestic violence incident. She was foreign. She had no family here. She had no one. And Amy took her into her home and helped take care of her for a long time until she could get on her feet. And now she's a very successful businesswoman that many of you would probably know. But people don't know that about Amy, and I felt like it was really important for you to know how special she is. Just a conduit for her to be a servant. So whatever she does as a GG or as a counselor, or whatever she does in her next steps, she's going to be a servant and she's going to be successful at it. So thank you on behalf of the police department, our community. Thank you so much for your 24 years of service, and we are certainly going to miss you. But you're going to do great things.
Thank you.
box that, that represents her career with us, but she will also trade in her badge for a retiree badge. And we're going to give her this slightly used Glock that used to belong to her. So for this next guy, I'm actually going to come down here so he doesn't have to come up to me. Also, with about 24 years of service, I think when he was a kid, somebody must have handed him a sheet of paper that said these are the things that a public servant is, and he was like, I'll be a dispatcher, and I'll be a firefighter, and an EMT, and a sheriff's deputy, and I'll work in corrections, and I'll be a police officer. So he did them all. But he came to us in 2004, and so Will Norton started. He's always been a solid cop. He thinks a little bit different. I think he actually could be a criminal if he wanted to. He's good to have on your team because he can think the other way that we don't think. He became a canine handler. We were canine handlers together. We spent a lot of time in the woods tracking suspects and doing dope work together. I really got to know Will during that time. He then became a master trainer, trained all of our canines for several years. Before he became decided to take a supervisory role as a sergeant. And he really shined as a sergeant. His guys and girls really enjoyed working for him. He was a great leader. And then he went to our detective division as the sergeant. He helped start our real-time crime center. He really wants to make everyone better. So he has spent a lot of time in training. He trained us in our active shooter classes, on the range. He's done a little bit of everything. And he's always been a solid, great guy to work with. Unfortunately, this past May, he had an incident over Memorial Day where his weapon malfunctioned and he was shot in the leg. So Will, if you'll come up. So this is not exactly how Will wanted to end his career, but in May, we didn't know if he'd ever walk again. And when I would talk to him, on the phone, he would always say, Chief, don't count me out. And I should have never doubted him because he's a man that he can do anything he puts his mind to. And so he's walking, and he's a miracle, but he's got some things that he would like to share with you guys.
From the time that bullet entered my body, this department rallied around me. My biggest supporter has always been my wife, but very close behind her was this department. When I woke up from surgery, the first thing I asked the doctor was, can I go back to work by Wednesday? His response was, you will never be a cop again. But I still didn't process that at the time. So as time starts going on, I come to realize that I'm not going to be a cop again. As everything I've done, everything I've known, I got into a dark place mentally, because I went from wide open to sitting on the couch with a leg immobilizer, not able to do anything. And it's almost like every time I would start to hit rock bottom, one of you would reach out to me. And it was, I'm not sure how it worked or why it worked, but for about a month there, I was having some real lows. And every time I would get close to rock bottom, somebody different from the department would reach out to me. So we are a family. Even though I'm retired, I'm still here. I'll probably volunteer for the training department at some point so I can come back and shoot some paintballs at you. But I knew my career was coming to an end, so I started passing along skills, and y'all have new instructors now, and y'all are in good hands. I love and miss you all, and we'll stay in touch.
tourniqueted, and he was at the hospital within 7 minutes of being shot. And he was transferred from McLeod Hospital to Grand Strand Hospital, and when they removed the tourniquet, they said that if he would not have been tourniqueted, he would not have lived. And so Will tonight is going to present life-saving awards to the officers that saved his life. So Aaron Smith and Jonathan Espanol, if you'll come up here. And Wes Boucher, he also wanted to thank you for getting him to the hospital safe and quickly. So if you come up here, he had token appreciation for you too. So.
Hold on tight, you're going fast.
Very fast.
Thank you guys. Thank you all over.
Where you can see it.
Well, let's switch gears.
Thank you. We will also get a slightly used gun. And his retiree badge. Desiree, if you'll come up, if our city PIO will come up and help Chief Sellers, we're going to start presenting some awards.
All right, so before we begin tonight with presenting the awards, we want to recognize those officers that made Master Police Officer over the past year. So MPO James Perino, MPO Garrett Strickland, MPO Mike Sawicki, MPO Kayla Wallace, MPO Cameron Lambert, and MPO Chris Riley. Congratulations. So we also had officers that received other awards and employee achievements over the past year. Sergeant Chris Bellamy received the Eagle Officer Award. If you'll stand up, please, sir. Police Officer Reagan Granger received the Community Law Enforcement Appreciation Committee, CLEAC, Officer of the Year Award. And Detective Casey Henry received the Optimist Police Officer of the Year Award as well. So, as we're moving into this, I'm going to actually turn this over to Desiree. But when you come up to receive your award, if you'll please come through the front steps and exit off the side, please. I'm like a flight attendant. Just quickly do that.
Use the handrail if you've been drinking tonight.
All right, how's everybody doing? Okay, great. So first of all, we are doing the presentation for the Meritorious Service Medal to two of our lifeguards. So that's going to be Richard Falk and Lena Miras. So if you guys want to come over here. So this past June in North Myrtle Beach, Ocean Rescue Lifeguards, Richard Falk and Lena Miras were on duty at Lifeguard Tower 1 at Hog Inlet. That's going to be Cherry Grove Point. where they were notified of a patient in cardiac arrest in the area of Bird Island. They responded to provide assistance, and due to misinformation about the location, both lifeguards had to search an unfamiliar area where they finally located the patient alongside the intercoastal waterway and began resuscitation efforts. Due to a response delay from other agencies and their limited means of extraction, the Brunswick County Sheriff's Office boat was requested and arrived on scene where lifeguards Falk and Mears moved the patient onto the boat and continued resuscitation efforts. The patient was eventually transferred to EMS and transported to a local medical facility. Although the patient succumbed to their injuries and the efforts of lifeguards Falk and Mears were exemplary and exceeded normal expectations regarding the duties of lifeguards working in our city. It is for exceptional and determination and thoroughness despite the unusual circumstances that they are each receiving the Meritorious Service Medal.
All right, so I forgot to say, when you come up here to get your award, please stay and get your picture. Right. So in the past couple of years, we've read many of the awards, kind of like we did just now. But as the saying goes, a picture's worth 1,000 words. So what we figured is we would put a video together tonight, and that 100,000 words, it would be worth 100,000 words for our life-saving and valor awards. We know we have some our civilian guests in the room, so some of the content may be triggering. There is a warning at the beginning of the video. Please feel free to leave. But I think you all will appreciate even more what these folks do. So for Officer Perino and Officer Scully on May 14, 2025, on routine patrol, they observed a man performing CPR on a gentleman that had collapsed in cardiac arrest at Main Street and Ocean Boulevard. Both officers took over conducting CPR and ultimately revived the gentleman on scene.
Bracciadetta on June 11th, 2025. PO Bracciadetta successfully performed the Heimlich maneuver for a prolonged period of time on a woman at Longhorn Steakhouse, dislodging the food she was choking on and saving her life.
Police Officer Jan Tabatispe, JT. July 5th, 2025, JT responded to an unresponsive individual. He immediately began CPR vigorously without interruption until EMS could arrive.
The Life-Saving and Award and Valor Medal for NPO Kayla Wallace. So on June 18th, 2025, NPO Wallace responded to the Cherry Grove Point where a family of 6 were caught in rip currents approximately 75 to 100 yards offshore. Upon arriving on scene and without hesitation or any rescue equipment, NPO Wallace stripped off her duty gear and uniform and entered the water, ultimately saving the remaining 2 individuals caught in the strong currents with the North Myrtle Beach Fire Department personnel. She's also being awarded the Medal of Valor from the Fire Department.
Yeah. I wouldn't show you a video of her taking her pants off, but I like it.
If I can get Police Officer Craig Flory, Police Officer Nick Doritas, and Firefighter Josh Andrews come forward, please. On July, covered the other victim. What made this rescue even more hazardous, besides the extremely strong rip current and rough seas, was there was low lighting and inclement weather in the area, including lightning and thunder.
Sergeant Chris Bellamy, come on up here. On September 27th, 2025, Sergeant Bellamy rescued 4 individuals trapped in a low-speed vehicle in waist-deep to chest-deep water. One of the victims was Carson, a 4-year-old little boy who had been fully submerged in water for over 4 minutes. After freeing Carson from the wreckage, Sergeant Bellamy began CPR. Ultimately, after a short time of chest compressions and prayer, Carson vomited water and began to have agonal respirations. As you can see from that video, Carson made a full recovery and was able to present his Hero a Life-Saving Award in October. However, due to the unknown conditions of the wreckage and depth of water, Sergeant Bellamy is now receiving the Valor Award.
Awesome.
So now we're going to talk about the Support Services Employee of the Year. The person nominated for Support Services Employee of the Year Award is a quiet professional who works tirelessly behind the scenes. This employee was unanimously nominated by 3 other employees through separate nominations. And it's my pleasure to announce that Mr. Carlton Simmons is our Support Services Employee of the Year recipient. So Carlton truly is the behind-the-scenes guy for us. He's one of our IT techs, and he does almost everything for our automation. If you don't know this, over the past like 20 years or more, the police officers are now using so much technology that we have to have individuals like Carlton. He makes sure our computers are working in our vehicles, at the office, also the cameras. I mean, you name it. He is one of the one-man shows that's doing that. So he's not here tonight, and we're going to present this to Lieutenant Carrie Rose, who's his lieutenant.
Come on. He did. Yeah, you were refusing. Give it.
Thanks.
Next, we have our dispatch/detention employee of the year. This year, we have 3 employees nominated for the dispatch and detention employee of the year award, and it is my pleasure to announce Matthew Reynolds as this year's dispatch and detention employee. What was written about him. Officer Reynolds exemplifies dedication, professionalism, and a genuine commitment to his role and his team. His willingness to go above and beyond has made him an indispensable member of the department in such a short time. His adaptability and selflessness not only ensure smooth operations, but also make Officer Reynolds a heavily relied upon employee, always acting in the city's best interests. Congratulations.
Detention's going to be losing him because Monday he's going to be starting as a police officer.
So this is the 3rd year our agency has selected a Rookie of the Year recipient. We had 4 officers nominated for this award, and this year's Rookie of the Year award was nominated by a supervisor and last year's Rookie of the Year as well. I'm proud to announce that Brett Howard is our Rookie of the Year. Brett Howard exhibits passion and commitment to ensure the safety of the citizens of North Myrtle Beach, particularly in his constant DUI enforcement efforts. He shows up to work with a positive attitude and shows a desire to get involved in any and every activity, even when it's something that is not desirable for most officers. Officer Howard is quick to take action when needed and never hesitates to help those around him. He is a positive influence on those around him and pushes his coworkers to achieve their goals, which is part of his strong and contagious personality. Congratulations, sir.
Our next award is Officer of the Year. The Officer of the Year is always difficult to choose due to the caliber of officers we have in the department. We had 5 officers nominated for the award this year. It is my distinct honor, to name Police Officer Nick Doritas as our Officer of the Year. Here's what the nomination said. PO Nick Doritas has consistently demonstrated exceptional dedication, professionalism, and leadership, particularly in the area of narcotics enforcement. He has been directly responsible for numerous narcotics-related arrests that have significantly disrupted illegal drug activity in our city. These arrests have resulted from proactive patrol efforts, thorough investigations, and a strong ability to identify narcotics activity in our city. Officer Doritas' hard work has led to the seizure of illegal narcotics, contributing directly to improved public safety and community well-being. He has also distinguished himself as a leader within the department through his willingness to always lend a helping hand and positively influence the performance of his peers. Congratulations. Also, you have another award. So this thin blue line flag is donated by the Blue Iron Law Enforcement Motorcycle Club, and this is
This year we had 4 supervisors nominated for the Supervisor of the Year award. The leader nominated for this Supervisor of the Year award was nominated by 2 co-workers and has demonstrated exemplary leadership roles and skills in her role as a supervisor. I'm proud to announce that Madison Tompkins is our Supervisor of the Year. Consistently goes above and beyond to support both the day and night dispatch shifts, ensuring that every team member feels valued and heard. Madison's dedication to our center is truly exceptional. On numerous occasions, she has adjusted her own schedule, often without notice, and to ensure that the shifts are properly covered. She maintains constant communication with our Bravo rotation shift sergeants and does so much and is so respected by her co-workers. So congratulations, Madison.
Chiefs Wave Award. And it is an award, every award that you've seen given tonight was actually nominated by other employees, officers. And this is the award that I get to give out to someone. And it's very difficult. Sometimes I sit in my office and I look at all the names because we have so many amazing employees, civilian, police officers, across the board. This is such a difficult decision. But I'm looking for, what am I looking for? Relentlessly pursuing excellence is our motto. That's what we're always striving for. I'm looking for somebody that is never okay with just status quo. They're always looking to be better, to help other people become better. And at the end of the day, a lot of times when you have so many employees that are, their skill set and their ability is kind of the same across the board, you know, what puts somebody above the rest is their personality or attitude, you know. There's a lot of people in this room that can outshoot me. I guarantee you there's a lot of people in this room that can outdrive me. They can outrun me, but it's hard to have more heart than I have, and it's hard to out-attitude me. And I'm going to say that this person absolutely out-attitudes me. And Wes Boucher, if you would come to the stage. Stay up here with me. Stay up here.
She needs another picture anyway. Hang out.
So Wes goes above and beyond always. He is one of our instructors for our cadets, and he spends time in our police department with other people's kids away from his own kids because he is so committed to this career, and he is truly the Wave Award is for someone who is making a wave not only in our community, not only for themselves, but in this profession altogether, and that's Wes. I have to say that starting Monday, Wes will be our newest corporal. I was gonna swear him in tonight. He didn't know he was getting this award, obviously, and I was gonna swear him in. So we had this conversation the other day about, you know, if I could swear him in, like what he was. I said, so what are you wearing? And he was like, well, Chief, I got some new boots. So I couldn't mess his fit up. So I let him wear his outfit, and we will be swearing him in next week. Congratulations, very deserving. I'm always proud of you. I'm actually really great. Normally when he hugs me, he picks me up and almost breaks my back. So for our final award tonight, you know, I don't know that our foundation would be in existence if it wasn't for, you know, the tragedy that happened with Officer Gordon Best 5 years ago. That's kind of what spurred this foundation. And we are so honored tonight to have Braxton Best. Braxton, this is Gordon's son, and when we're talking about awards, I would like to say that he just got highlighted with Horry County Schools for being a real kid, for being awesome. He's had a lot of adversity, but he's so smart, he is so inclusive of everyone, and he is thriving. And I think that has a lot to do with our law enforcement family, with his amazing family, just wonderful people. So tonight, the Gordon Best Award is awarded to any police officer who possesses a true passion for the profession, a selfless mindset, and an eager attitude to constantly improve professionally for the betterment of his or her fellow employees and community. This year, we had 4 officers nominated for this award. Presenting this award is going to be Braxton, and he is going to read it.
The officer is given personality is not identical to that of Dada's. The same unflappable understanding of his duty shines just as steadily, much like my Dada. Gus always displays an even tempo. He has an attitude that is easily open to improvement so that he can better serve his fellow officers. In community, his desires to make cases in arrest is apparent but comes second to treating people with dignity and respect, no matter their appearance. Gus Gibbons carries all of these natural abilities with the same selfless sense of nobility that Dada did. While Officer Gibbons may be slow to anger and is genuine in his interpersonal interactions, these traits are even more impressive when paired with the fact that he is a crime-solving force to be reckoned with. Our records may be satisfied once they check enough boxes. Officer Gibbons demonstrates determination and leaves no stone unturned. It is because of the Officer Gibbons that the justices brought the cases that may have otherwise remained open. In an age when many officers see themselves as sheepdogs, Gus maintains the ability to be a shepherd. Congratulations, Gus.
Awesome job, Braxton. So that concludes our award ceremony for tonight. Thank you all for being here with us. Thank every officer